Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders over all Israel, who I learn from daily and who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, giving diligence to make their calling of election sure. As a brother Ariah Shafat back with another lesson, Lord willing, this be straight to the point and edifying. And I just wanted to, blow the trumpet, or give the warning, if you will, about this video that you see playing in the background. I got it muted right now, but I wanted to give the warning to the Akim who are ultimately preparing themselves for some type of surgery, or who may need to opt for some type of operation in the future. And before I go into that topic, I just wanted to say the best practice of life is preventative maintenance. Hands down. I'm a big proponent of preventative maintenance, right? So, making sure that you're taking care of your teeth, right? Making sure you're taking care of your body, right? Stretching, making sure you're hydrated, getting the right amount of minerals and vitamins and things of that sort, man. Just making sure you're taking care of yourself. Me, personally, my rib, and even myself, before my rib, I've always been into the natural way, if you will, the homeopathic way, right? So I've studied herbs, and have always recommended to my family and my friends, and people that I tend to not fuck with, but I'm cool with. I always recommend herbs, to take care of the body, because in Genesis, I forgot which chapter it was, but pretty much goes into the herbs that pretty much they were made for us, if you will, right, to take care of the body. Before we had pharmaceuticals, which are a form of petrol, right? We had herbs, we had roots, we had leaves, right? We had seeds of sorts, if you will, to take care of the body. These things, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, they made these things to take care of us, right? To heal illnesses and things like that. So, they're not as fast acting, if you will, as, a shot into your veins and, to get you whatever you need right away, right? It's not immediate, right? Because this is the microwave generation. We want things immediately to happen. We want to feel relief immediately. But it took years to develop those illnesses and symptoms that you have, right? So they're not going to disappear overnight. When you take these herbs and roots and things, it takes consistency, right? Gradualism to, slowly eat away at the disease or infection that you've created in your body, right? So we know a pill doesn't do anything but mask the symptoms. So, but I say all that to say, let me say this. This is not medical misinformation. This is, just talking points, if you will. And fair use on this video that I'm going to utilize. I am not a medical journalist. I'm not reporting to the people to take anything or do anything. I just wanted to say that. But take care of your bodies, brothers. You know what I mean? Because in this video that you're about to see, Eddie Griffin, I think his name, I forgot. He used to be a movie star, whatever, or actor. He's pretty much going into how, when you go in to see these doctors and you get these operations and they put you under, they jump shot you up, man. Plain and simple, right? And I read the comments in this video and it said, oh, they did that to me. So that's this thing is actually happening, to where people go in for a critical or non-critical operation and they're getting jabbed up, if you will, man, right? So I just wanted to bring this to the body's attention, make people aware, give the warning on it, to let you know that if you did go under for some type of operations. You might want to check your paperwork. You might have that sticky, if you will, right? But Lord willing, we already know that the whole elect will be covered and protected in these times to come, and are being protected regardless of what this devil has for us. But this just goes into not trusting your enemy, right? Not going down to Egypt for help, right? If you have let's just say, you're having back issues or whatever, there's things you could take for that will help revitalize, right, to your spine, if you will, right, or the disc in your spine, right? There's things that help regenerate it, right? People probably don't know that, but disc degeneration can be reversed, right? But that's not what Esau Edom system tells you. That's not what Western medicine tells you, right? But there are things to help with things like that, to rebuild the body. I think it's like every 90 days or 180 days, like a half or a year, 9 months, you get a brand new body. You see what I'm saying? So even teeth, man, there's things like boron can help repair the dentin, right, or the dental tissue within your mouth and replace the minerals in the tooth, right? So things like oregano oil can help get rid of infections within the tooth, right? So these are things that you could utilize to help, the body to heal itself before you have to get to a grave situation and have to do like a surgery of some sorts, right? So I just wanted to say all that. I'm going to grab a few scriptures and I'm going to let this video play. My first scripture is going to be Sirach 19:4. I'm going to grab that right quick. 1 second. This is Sirach 19:4, and the point is made quick. It says, he that is hasty to give credit is light-minded, right? And it's not easy to do that. I'm just saying, like, people do that all the time. That's what I meant. Like, people give credit with no research, right? You go to the doctor's office, you see him in a white coat, and you're like, oh yeah, he know what he doing, right? But if you check his history, he might have, a record of medical malpractice, right? To where though he's done the wrong thing consistently, right? And it's not being reported. He still has a job because they need doctors, man. Right? Same thing with a pastor. You go into a church, you're like, oh, he a pastor. He know what he talking about. That's what these Christians think, right? But you listen to him, and he don't even bring out no scriptures, right? So we can't be too hasty to give credit, man. I'll read that again. He that is hasty to give credit is light-minded, meaning you're stupid, right? You're retarded, man. Plain and simple. That's straight to the point. You are not intelligent, man, right? Because a diligent man, a man who is intelligent, will always research, right? Do his diligence to vet the person that he's dealing with, whether it be a friend, whether it be a business partner, whether it be a doctor, whether it be a coworker, whatever, right? Whoever you're dealing with, it would do you well, right, to vet that person, right? I think it's, I forgot the scripture. It's like some prove a friend, right? It's the same thing, man. You got to prove who you dealing with, man. Making sure that these people, don't have ulterior motives, if you will, right? I'll read the rest of that scripture and move on because that was the point. He that is hasty to give credit is light-minded, and he that sinneth shall offend against his own soul, man. So that was plain and simple. But I'm going to move on to the next scripture. Classic, Sirach 19:4, Sirach 12:10, right? And we always get this one, man, right? Because even if it was a Jake doctor, you still can't trust them because they've been brainwashed by the system, right? But this is Sirach 12:10. Yeah, 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away, man. And that's plain and simple, right? This devil has not changed. He will not change. This is who he is. He is the border of wickedness, like I said in my last video. You cannot trust him, man. And that was pretty much the point on that. But I looked up at 8 and I seen, I'm going to read this right quick. This is Sirach 12 and 8. I'll just read this. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. And that's a good point too, man. Right? That's why you gotta prove a friend. Right? How do you prove a friend, man? By vetting him, one, looking into his history, see how he moved. Like, even when you winning, right? Let's just say you ain't got no money or something like that. You really down bad. Right? Is he gonna look out for you? Right? Is he gonna, you mean, is he gonna treat you like a brother? You gonna be like, oh no, this thing ain't got no money. I'm out of here. I'm not dealing with this. Right? And then when you get a little money, he come back around. Yeah, what's up, bro? How's it going, bro? We going out to eat? You see what I'm saying? So it was just another situation. But I'm gonna play this video and I'm gonna wrap it up with Lord willing. This was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. And until next time, Shalom.
Right. You under anesthesia. If you go to a hospital and get an operation, they gonna inject your ass with the vaccines, whether you ask for it or not. This nurse, she's a whistleblower. That means she's about to lose her job and probably end up in jail because, you know, that's what whistleblowers go nowadays. Anyway, she reveals that they will inject you. When you under anesthesia, if you go to a hospital and get an operation, they gonna inject your ass with the vaccines, whether you ask for it or not.
When you go to the hospital, if you need surgery, you need a knee replacement surgery, first they're going to ask you if you've had the vaccine. You're going to say no. Then they're going to say, well, you need to sign this consent. If you're going to have vaccine, if you're going to have surgery, you need to sign a consent. In the consent, there's a word called biogenics. If you sign the consent saying, I consent for you to give me biogenics, that basically means they can give you anything that they deem necessary, including vaccines.
So, if I need an operation, I'm staying awake
with my hand on my pistol.
If I see somebody injecting anything, 2 of us gonna die that day. Because you injected me with a death shot anyway. Yeah, you don't believe me? Look at the numbers of the vaccinated that have died and continue to die and get sick and twist up and shit. And yeah. We'll be right back. After this commercial break.